Hello, it's Christian Lee here from Earworm Digital. We're here with. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Felix. I'm playing Gengahr.
And Gengahr. Felix, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. It's beautiful, sunny evening in San Diego. Couldn't hope for much more.
Really nothing like this weather, huh?
I mean, we've just come from Vegas, so it was like 34
Oh my gosh. Much
degrees.
hotter?
It was hot, but it was really nice.
How does this compare to the weather back home?
Well, we have just left the UK and it's been the wettest year on record.
Wow.
The second wettest ever recorded. There you go. So that can give you some perspective on what we're doing right now. Sat in the sun, so this is nice.
And you've been on tour for quite a while now, but it's wrapping up, and how's it been so far?
3 shows left, I believe. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, we have really enjoyed it. It's our first tour of the US. We had wanted to do it much sooner, but it's never really worked out. And when we were asked by Bombay if we wanted to come and play this tour, it kind of just seemed like, the right moment. We didn't have much planned. We just did our first headline show out in New York 3 weeks ago, prior to leaving. So yeah, it felt like a good moment to do it, and I think it's, it seems to be going really well. It's been smooth, and I think people have been digging it, and we're having a good time.
It's nice, and it's nice. You got to be on tour with some of your good mates too.
It
friends from the band and also from Bombay.
I think when you've been doing it this long, man, it has to be fun, right? Otherwise, what's the point?
Why are you here?
Yeah, it's like if you're not enjoying it, then you go home.
Speak about things you enjoy too. You did drop your last record last year. Red Sun Titans, and because what I like about because it really varies from band to band, but for you guys usually love to have like a concept or a theme behind each of your albums. And I'm not throwing anyone under the bus, but for example, like someone similar, maybe like Glass Animals. You listen to their songs and they're fun, but then the lyrics are kind of like nonsense. But then for you guys, there's always like a theme or there's like some rhetoric.
Yeah, I mean, so Dave's obviously a rubbish songwriter and I'm obviously much better. So that's part of it. But no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a funny thing. I feel like I take what we do very seriously, but I'm also very aware of not wanting to take myself seriously. And I think there's a balance to it. And I'm sure Dave is exactly the same, if not, gifted with perhaps a little bit more, how do we put it? Success, maybe, is the word I'm looking for, perhaps. So, they're able to do this at kind of a higher, more full-time level. And, as we've gone on, we kind of, we make music because we love being in a band. I don't think any of us at this point really see this as like a money-making exercise. It's
more for the love of the game.
No, exactly. It's never really been music for money, and we love the fact that we get to come and play tours and
you get to travel the world.
Yeah, it's like it's what it's all about.
And then I want to ask too, because I don't want to dox this. I feel like this is like actually public information. You have a kid, and do you feel like that's changed your outlook in music at all as well?
Definitely. I mean, it's never been like this touring before. I miss being at home a lot more than I did, which again goes back to what I said. I mean, if it's not fun, then I'd be leaving. I'd have already left. I'd be home.
You would take next flight out.
So yeah, it definitely changes stuff. It's like it's a combination of feelings. I think like you want to do stuff that you're proud of and that you can be proud of. Ree's only 6 months now, but I want him to grow up to think that his dad is not just a cool guy, but he's made responsible decisions with his life as well. So it's like it changes your outlook. We're lucky enough to have been doing this for like the best part of 10 years, really. Touring and. From the first tour we went on to this tour, there are different people in the bus now, it's not the same vibe, but I think the main thing is that we love playing music, we love making music, and I think even, more than the touring side of things, I think everyone, if anyone tells you that touring is glamorous, they're lying to you, or they haven't been doing it long enough. There's two scenarios, it's like, it's hard, it's not a holiday, but the shows are fun, and you go through that process. You get very addicted to the cycle of focusing on making something that you're proud of, investing all your emotional energy, everything into it, and then it only feels right that you go and share it with everyone. So you know you're hooked to this kind of loop. But I think for most people that I know, certainly people who are kind of, you know, dare I say, kind of veterans at this point, you know, they will love making records more than they love, you know, touring. That's a fact. The touring results because you love making records. You make records, you go tour them. You know, I can't imagine being in the Killers or something and making one record and touring it for 10 years. I don't understand how you would, you know. I guess money is maybe a big factor, but you know that's got to be grating, right? I think, you know, for me, I look forward to the end of the cycle so I can start the cycle again. You know,
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
something like that. Yeah.
But you know, you've been doing this for a while too, and you know, I bet you know there's been so many new bands, and even bands from before that inspire your sound. Like, who are they?
Good question. I mean, right now, I don't really know where my kind of scope's at. I mean, I think a lot of the bands that I've, you know, seeing live, I think the King Cruel show I saw in Amsterdam recently was really cool.
Great performance.
I thought that was like, you know, as a spectacle, I thought it was amazing. I mean, but a lot of my references stay the same. I mean, you know, in the kind of van driving over here now, we were like listening to Deftones, and you know, I feel like I still feel very connected with the music I listened to as a teenager. You know, I think it's as much as, you know, you have to kind of try and stay in touch with what everyone's doing now. I still think that, you know, the reason why you're going to be an artist that you're happy with is, you know, if you stay true to yourself and stay true to your core beliefs. And I think the music that we loved has always been the same. You know, I don't feel restricted to a subgenre by definition. I always feel like we want to kind of push ourselves, but at the same time, the influences that have come out, I don't think have strayed massively from what we were doing when we made our first record back in 2015. You know.
And I want to say, because you know, we were talking a little bit before the camera started recording. You know, the last time you were in San Diego was when you were 12, so it's been a while.
Yeah, a long time.
And you know, but you're back now.
Yeah.
And you know, I know you have a bunch of mates here, but I was wondering if you want to make a new one right now. Do you want to be mates?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, yeah, put it there. And a thing I love to do for, you know, my mates, my friends, is give them gifts. So I have some gifts for you.
Okay.
And you're lucky because it's just you, so you get to choose.
I get everything.
If you want, you can see here. I am going to pull a few records out, and you get to choose one.
Okay, amazing. All right.
So let's see. First one, I know I've heard you're a fan of them. It's Deerhunter.
I'm a big fan, and I don't have that record on vinyl.
Oh wow! What a coincidence! What a coincidence!
Yeah, I feel like someone's been spying.
Another one is.
I have this.
All right.
That's one of my favorite albums of all time.
It's so good,
The
huh?
Argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck. This is what I'm saying. Those influences, like we listen to Fugazi all the time in the van. I mean, we did a cover of "I'm So Tired," I think, on our second EP or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. And then a third one is Aphex.
These are all amazing choices.
Well, it sounds like you already have one, so you get to choose between one of these. Which one would you like?
Oh man, that's brutal. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna take Deerhunter only because I know that Danny would really want the Aphex Twin album. That is why I'm taking this one. But that
Good choice.
That is fantastic.
All right.
Thank you very much. That's very sweet.
You're welcome. And, you know, now that we're a little bit more friendlier, I have some more questions for you. Let's start with this one. Do you believe that John is the reason why Gengahr exists now? Because I know you were in a band before, Zen Arcade.
Yeah.
And then I heard he auditioned for that, and then you guys took a break immediately.
Yeah, we did.
And then you came back though.
Yeah, we used to play with an old school friend called Martin, who is MT Hadley. Shout out to Martin. Who does his own thing.
Yeah.
Do you know MT Hadley? Yeah.
He's had big cosigns. Because I read an interview with Jay Paul.
Yeah, exactly. So we used to play with Martin. He was it was me and him. We were the original songwriters before when we were doing Zen Arcade. And Martin decided he kind of didn't want to be in a band anymore. So we still had a load of shows booked in at that point. You know, nothing kind of big or anything, but just, you know, obligations. And, you know, so we auditioned a new guitarist, and, you know, we met John, and then I think we just cancelled all the shows. I don't think we played any of them. So John was kind of there, and then we just very slowly started making stuff. And, you know, I think we were all quite kind of like I think we spent a long time trying to be in a band, trying to get signed. I think trying to like make you know, what we thought was going to be some kind of a career, and it never really happened. We ended up, I think, yeah, we just, for fun, we just made an EP really, and we put it on SoundCloud, and then we just kind of ignored it until someone pointed out that it had been picked up by this French blog, and it got like 250,000 plays or something in a couple of weeks or something. So that was kind of where it all started. I can't even remember what the blog was called. But it was She's a Witch. I remember there was a track that got picked up, and, you know, from then we kind of had this like crazy label frenzy, which we'd never had before as a band when we played previously. You know, I think, you know, the main lesson I think that taught me was just, you know, you should never chase things because it doesn't really work out.
Yeah,
you know,
they came to you, yeah.
No, so you just kind of do things for yourself, and you know, good stuff will happen. Is kind of where I was led with that. And you know, John's a part of that story, because obviously John was there when you know, everything kind of restarted. So I think you know, the more time's gone on, I feel like we've always been very humble in everything we've done, but kind of increasingly I feel like, you know, we have to take credit for just staying together and keeping doing it. You know, it's like kind of have to own that. As helpful as it's been having labels, publishers, managers, everyone involved, like, you know, at the end of the day, as an artist, you need to remember that you're the one making things tick, making stuff happen. If you don't do it, nothing's going to happen, you know. And I think that's an important lesson for people starting out in particular. You know, I wish I had more kind of confidence in myself, I think, at the beginning, you know.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about where it all started out to. Let's talk about the very first show you guys played together. It was at Cafe 1001. Was that it? 1001?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, this is going back some way. That's in Brick Lane. It was a free club night. I think about 13 people were there maybe in total, most of which were friends from school. I remember using the RE20, like the Boss vocal pedal thing, where it gives you like a distorted vocal, and it fed back like crazy, and the front of house engineer basically wanted to stop the gig the second it began. But yeah, that was the starting point. That was really the beginning of it all, you know.
And I just want to say thank you for taking time to do the interview. It's been a lot of fun. It's been very, you know, just nice to just hear you talk and just you know, just reminisce about the past.
It's well, thank you for taking me back down memory lane. I haven't thought about stuff pre-album one for a very long time.
But before we end the interview, though, I have one last question for you, and it is: would you rather that? Oh, not a fun one. Would you rather have every band in existence play only Gengahr songs, or that? Wait, I wrote this down. Would you rather have every song in existence performed by Gengahr, or only every band has to play just covers of Gengahr songs?
Oh God, those are bad scenarios for everyone, I think. It's probably fairer that we play everyone's songs, to be honest. That sounds like a lot of work, though.
It is a lot of work.
I'm not really up for it. If we can avoid that, it'd be great.
But before we turn off camera, I just want to know, is there anything else you'd like to say, anything else you'd like to plug?
No, I'm hoping we're going to have a good show. I mean, it looks like it's busy already out here.
Oh yeah, everyone just came out.
But yeah, no, we're in for a good one tonight. Thank you for having me.
Come in.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for this as well. That's very sweet of you.